Hello, this is Malcolm McDowell. In a world built on stories where heroes rise, villains fall, and meaning hides between the frames, one podcast has dared to explore it all. From galaxies far away to quiet corners of small-town coffee houses, they've sought the truth hidden in pop culture's pulse. The laughter, the light, and the lessons buried beneath the spectacle. This is Pop Culture Pastor.
Pop Culture Pastor.
All right, Cody. I hear Netflix crashed tonight. There was nothing new, as it turns out.
The Duffer Brothers are executive producing 3 shows.
Yeah, nobody cares. The last 48 hours have all been about Conformity Gate.
I will say, out of the fan-spiracies, this had some credence.
Yeah.
Because it highlighted either the Duffer Brothers are very negligent with their details.
Yes.
Or they are brilliant.
Well,
and now I'm like, this just explains why I had the feeling I had at the end of season 5.
yeah, at first, I dismissed it. And then once I started seeing some of the explanations, I was like, they're bringing up good points. Like the final battle in Stranger Things, like we're not going to do a full review of Stranger Things. First of all, let's say this is Pop Culture Pastor, the podcast. My name's Dave. Cody is here.
I am.
Also, we're joined by my 18-year-old daughter, Aila, who's specifically, because she's 18, is going to give us a great perspective on the Be Kind Rewind. But she also has interest in Stranger Things. Say hello, Aila.
Hi.
What did you think of Conformity Gate? Did you want to believe?
Part of me does. I think you have 2 types of people who really, really believe in Conformity Gate. You have people who are sad that the show is over. They don't want it to be over. And I feel that. I can sympathize with that.
I cannot.
Okay.
Welcome. This is Contrarian Cody.
And the other type of person are people who are just finding these little tiny nitpicky things just to complain about the show because they're like hate watching or something. I don't know.
It's not hate watching. I feel the Duffer Brothers were too safe season 5. And like everyone has a little quee except for Lucas. And I'm like, this is so lame. Get off my screen. And so if you had a secret episode where you find out, oh, Vecna was still in control, oh, that changes the game. And then I'm like, I have to eat crow because you were just lulling me into this place. But now it's like, nope, I was right. You ended this for a cash grab because there's going to be so much spin-offs.
I would agree to some extent with what you're saying there, Cody, with the fact that I think there's lots of shows that run for so long that they fall victim to something that the Kansas City Chiefs fell victim to, which is when you have sustained success for a long period of time, some people just get over it. You lose that drive. Let's face it, all these kid actors who are now adults and have their own careers are probably at a point where like, okay, I'd like to go off and do other things now. And that's natural.
Not me.
And even the Duffer Brothers probably like have other stories they would like to tell. My point is everybody's just off their tip-top game by percentage points, right? But that adds up into maybe not your best product.
Seeing an Under Armour sleeve.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and like it's very comparable to Game of Thrones, their final season where there was like a Starbucks cup that showed up in the background. And that was why I said like early on with the Conformity Gate stuff, I was very dismissive. I was kind of like what you were thinking, Aila. It's like, well, people just don't want the story to end. But then I read a couple things where people were like, they dispatched of the main big bads so quickly and easily.
I was okay with that actually, because when you're playing D&D, sometimes it's an epic battle and it takes forever, but other times it's like, whoa, did we just do that?
That was way too easy, and now I have half a Mountain Dew left.
Yes.
You know?
Now, I do like the memes of Linda Hamilton
Yeah, K, the military.
Yes. It's saying that the most useless villain ever. Because,
Yeah.
like, oh, they're back, and, oh, you get to go free. Okay.
Right.
No
Yeah.
war crimes were committed at all.
Yeah,
Definitely.
They interfered with the United States military in a like top secret way, and they all just get to like. There's no indication that any of them pay any sort of consequences for that, which is kind of like not realistic.
Although Nancy may go to work for the government.
Nancy going Rambo might have been my favorite part of the whole thing because for its complete absurdity.
It was, because I'm like, Timothy Chalamet, what are you doing?
God, stop it.
That's so mean.
Cody. All right. You had other news that you wanted to bring up.
The Batman Part 2. It's happening.
And they're casting.
They are casting, and they've allegedly confirmed 2 names.
Tell us the names.
Scarlett Johansson.
Who's she going to play? Do we know? No.
If the rumors are true, this is going to be an epic live-action retelling of one of the most epic animated Batman movies ever. But I'm not going to spoil that. I'll leave it up into your imagination, kids. And then Sebastian.
Sebastian Stan?
Yes.
Nobody calls him that.
Seabass is what we call him. And, yeah, he is in this, and Two-Face.
Harvey Dent. He'll make a great Harvey Dent.
He will.
Yeah. I like that he looks a little bit younger than the Harvey Dent in the Nolan verse.
And
Although they're probably around the same age. Sebastian Stan just has a youthful look about him.
a lot younger than Mr. Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're not comparing any characters to, those characters. That's a different thing, man.
I hear you.
That's a universe I don't want to go back to.
It's a universe I live in.
Aila, overall, how did you like the last season?
I liked the last season. I think it was not the strongest season, but I think the ending works very well for the kind of show that Stranger Things has always been.
Yeah.
And I think some people are losing
Tell
sight
that to
of
Bob.
I
Tell
will-
that to Bob.
We did Bob dirty, but I would agree that the ending was, even though I'd say like it's not a perfect 10 season, obviously, I do think the ending was kind of well done. They did a good job of capturing the feeling of that ending that phase of your life and what that feels like for the high school kid who's graduating. I thought they captured that pretty well, especially with all the older ones like promising they were going to meet together every month, and
They
that's
won't.
not going to happen.
I mean, that very last scene with them all in the basement, that just really, really hit me
Yeah.
as a graduating high schooler.
Oh,
Yeah.
that did not do anything to me whatsoever.
Well, good for you.
So this last episode, it confirmed for me the season's like a 5 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
That
It's
is a
basic.
hot take.
It's basic.
Okay, Cody. So Cody, we've had
All the Codys.
contrarian Cody, we've had cynical Cody.
Capitalist Cody came out and said
Capitalist
this
Cody.
was a cash grab because they're leaving all these people alive so they can do spin-off shows.
3 members of the Codyverse within the first 10 minutes of the podcast. We're just still in news. We're not even to the Be Kind Rewind yet.
Exactly.
Okay, you sent me this other news story,
Yeah.
and it's my kind of news story because it, like, most people will have no idea this happened. But I found this interesting immediately, and it has everything to do with Ashley Tisdale.
Oh, yeah.
Are you aware who Ashley Tisdale is?
High School Musical.
Sharpay.
Yeah.
Oh, is that who that is?
From High
Okay.
School Musical, yeah. She apparently wrote this deeply personal essay for The Cut about leaving what she called a toxic mom group. And like, look, I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about Ashley Tisdale. I know something about toxic mom groups. I know they exist. But
I've
just
seen Dance Moms.
a mom, if this is anyone else, like if it's just a mom writing a blog about leaving a toxic mom group, that's not news. That's a blog that's probably been written a million times. You know what I'm saying? So I found that this was news interesting, and it's all news because of the next part. Apparently, this guy who's married to Hillary Duff, his name's Matthew Coma. Now, let me tell you what he did first. He apparently considers himself an influencer. He has a lot of followers on his Instagram, and he jumped in with this sarcastic Instagram post where he photoshopped himself into Ashley Tisdale's essay and mocked it with a fake headline, calling her the most self-obsessed, tone-deaf person on earth.
Ayo!
Right, which is like I find to be a wild take for something so inane. Like, this is a non-story to me. It's so that this dude reacted so strongly, I was just like taken aback. But then I thought, wait a minute. We know this guy. Do you remember Matthew Coma, Cody?
Why does this name sound familiar?
See, it does sound familiar. You might remember back in 2022, Hillary Duff's husband, Matthew Cona, publicly roasted Candace Cameron Bure. We talked about it.
Yeah, we did.
We have it. Listen, you can go find it. It's in one of our bonus episodes.
I remember listening to this.
But it's on the podcast list. Just go look for the one that references the Candace Cameron. It's like, I think it's called Everybody Hates Candace.
It's rude, but they did.
He publicly roasted Candace Cameron Bure. And back then he was responding to this 4th of July post where she was just posting a patriotic 4th of July post, wishing everyone happy 4th of July. But she used the music Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. Now, we've talked about this, Cody, lots of times. The original song isn't really a patriotic song, but everybody considers it a patriotic song. That's how they listen to it. But Matthew Coma roasted her.
Get roasted.
Mainly, we assumed because he differs in politics.
Yes.
With Candace Cameron Bure. Candace Cameron's a conservative, obviously, and Matthew Coma, but we did posit that maybe, just maybe, Matthew Coma has a little problem with women who are opinionated, and maybe it stems from the fact that his wife is very famous and he was a member of a band that he's not anymore.
I don't remember what band.
Which I don't remember either. Strictly hypothesis. We didn't know Matthew Coma back then. It was just something we put out there that maybe, just maybe. Now, Cody, here we go again with a guy who's probably super liberal, probably has a lot to say about the patriarchy, and yet can't stop tearing down women, Cody. What is happening?
I think with the two women that he has focused in on, he knows that they're popular enough that if he says something, it's going to get clicks, but not popular enough that people are going to be like, why do you hate women?
Right. That's the thing too. So here's the influencing game. You never know if this guy really has it out for these women or if he just knows this is something that will get engagement. This is the problem with influencing in general now. And someday we should do an entire episode on this. We don't have time to do it today. But the problem with this is you got to say something extreme to get the engagement, to make people feel a certain way so they share and follow you and then, subscribe to your Substack and blah, blah, blah. And yet you don't know if they actually believe these things. They're connecting extreme dots.
I think maybe these are people that Hillary has beef with, and he's like, I'm going to stand up for my wife because equal rights mean equal fights. That's potentially what he's thinking. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
This is all alleged.
The only way this gets solved, we figure it out for sure, is if Matthew Coma comes on the Pop Culture Pastor podcast and we hash all this out with him as mediators, not as someone who want to tear him down. We just want to know where he's coming from.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
That's true. And so, Matthew Coma, if you can somehow hear this at some point, maybe we'll clip this out, and somebody can tag him in it, and we can be like, "Hey, let's talk about this, and let's seriously talk about it," because nobody listens to this pod. People listen to it, but we don't have nearly the followers he does, so it's not like it'll get out. And he could just be honest with us and say, "You know what? I just knew that would be high engagement numbers. Candace Cameron's an easy target, and so that's why I did that. I knew it would get numbers." And so if he said that, I'd be like, okay, cool. He's playing the game. But maybe he's angry too, and I'd like to get to the bottom of that because I'm a chaplain, and I like to talk to people who are angry and see if we can, help them get not angry. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, basically I'm saying I don't think Ashley Tisdale deserved that. She left a group that she felt was toxic. What's the problem?
That mom group had some big names in it, though.
Oh, did it? I didn't know that. It didn't say that in the article.
Like Mandy Moore's one of them.
Whoa.
Hillary Duff.
Oh, Hillary Duff was in the group too.
Yes. And
That makes sense.
So there's beef.
yes. And then Woodley.
Oh, Shailene Woodley.
Yeah. I think she's one of the parentals in the group as
Oh,
well.
I need a whole book on this. I need the inside scoop, National Enquirer style.
Because they talked about outings that Ashley wasn't involved in. She wasn't invited, and then that made her upset.
You see, this is my problem, is I have too much empathy. I have too much empathy, Cody, because I know nothing about Ashley Tisdale, and I'm like, man, that's not cool. I feel sad for her, and I don't even know her. Like, maybe she deserved to be slowly edged out of the group. I don't know.
Maybe they saw the one episode of Sons of Anarchy she was in, and they're like, no, you can't hang out with us.
We don't like Taylor Sheridan here. All right. That's enough of the news. This is spiraling out of control. We need to talk about something solid that has good moral leavings on the society.
Yes.
And by that I mean a good 90s teen dramedy.
That's what we were all thinking.
Be Kind Rewind coming up. Don't go anywhere. All right, you guys, Cody, my daughter Aila's here to provide us with the teen perspective because we went back and watched the, 1999?
Yes.
The 1999 high school comedy / romance, as it's listed. She's All That. Cody, was this big in your world as a 10-year-old?
No, it wasn't. My sister's younger than me, and so I did not have my sister asking to watch this movie or rent this movie growing up. And so, like, I've seen it before. It did not resonate with me.
This is a weird genre. It's distinctly 80s and 90s genre until Mean Girls. I think Mean Girls kind of moves into this with like a sharper satire type look at this sort of story. But it wasn't about satire. This wasn't about biting irony when they did it back then. Although there are themes to this.
I was going to say, there's moments where I'm like, is Freddie Prinze Jr. just going to be in these kind of meta-esque films? Like I Know What You Did Last Summer, where it's definitely playing on the whole horror tropes type thing. And Matthew Lillard also, because he's in Scream, and like they're very aware in both of those films, like, oh, this is what would happen in a horror film.
She's All That. Let me summarize it.
It's a movie.
The main character seems to be Freddie Prinze's character, although it might be co-main characters. But Freddie Prinze is the one we meet first, I think.
Yeah.
And his character, he's the class president. He's one of the most popular guys in school. By his admission, he's the number 4 GPA in the class. He's toying with Ivy League schools. That's an ongoing storyline in the movie.
Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth,
and
you name them. He
and his butt munch friends devised this bet because his girlfriend, who is the worst,
it literally,
she's a caricature, but they're all caricatures. We'll get to that.
Oh, Taylor
Vaughn dumps him in what is the most hilarious way possible, though. And that's a recurring joke in the movie. They're like, oh, you did think we were going to be together for a while.
That was sweet.
Yeah, so sweet. Which is reused several times in a comedic way. But she dumps him, and that leads to him retaliating in a way among his friends when his friends are kind of dogging him. Or, as he puts it, bagging on him, which is a 90s thing. Aila kind of looked at me like, I don't know what that word means.
Exactly.
But he says he can turn any girl in the school into the homecoming or the prom queen.
Yes.
To which this infamous bet is made. And what follows it when they're looking at possibilities for what girl he's going to try and turn into the prom queen is one of the funniest, unintentionally funniest scenes in the movie. Because they truly go through some girls that look like normal girls, right? Like that you might see in any high school across the United States. Then we're introduced to Lainey Boggs, played by Rachel Lee Cook.
Woof!
I mean, heinous, right? We're expected to believe in the most Hollywood way that because she's wearing glasses and overalls, that she is the biggest project. And watching them play it straight up like that, like they're laughing like, ha ha ha. And he's like, no, not her. And the viewer, you're kind of in on it. But I think as a viewer, you almost kind of just want to go on the journey on some level with them. Like, okay, let's go with this.
I think it's The Office that references this. That it's like that movie She's All That, where the ugly girl can be the prom queen, but you realized she was never really ugly. It was just she wore glasses.
Maybe one of the best Michael Scott-isms ever. So yeah, essentially this plays out about the way you think. For the longest time, he's just getting close to her, trying to woo her. But in the course of doing that, hey, guess what? He actually finds out he kind of likes her.
Shocker.
He actually starts to improve himself as a person because at the beginning, he's not a great dude either. Then by the end, he gets outed, of course, because that's always what happens in these trope kind of movies. He gets outed, they separate, but then he wins her back some way, somehow. And that's essentially the movie. She's All That kind of lands squarely at the peak of this sort of late 90s teen movie boom. And it's right in this sweet spot when Hollywood was, convinced that high school was the most important place on earth. And
it isn't.
Basically, prom is the Super Bowl of human value.
Well, they have a commentary on that through Freddie Prinze Jr.'s speech.
Yeah, and so I do think this movie does enough winking at you to make sure that you know that they kind of are in on the joke.
Yes.
It does just enough. But this movie's riding a wave of these movies that are coming out in the late 90s. Clueless, 10 Things I Hate About You, Can't Hardly Wait, American Pie was a big one. All subtly different, but still the same core high school dramedy thing. But the reason that they were making them is because they were popular. So they're cheap to make. They're soundtrack friendly, which meant that they were going to take a bunch of old songs or other people's songs, put them on a soundtrack and make more money. And they were also star making machines. Like, think about those movies I just named, just those ones. Clueless, make stars out of Paul Rudd, Alicia Silverstone.
Whoa. That's not Paul Rudd's first movie.
I know it's not his first movie, but nobody knew he was till Clueless.
Maybe you should go back to the old Halloween machine.
I can't take you seriously. 10 Things I Hate About You, Heath Ledger.
I'm familiar.
Yeah. Can't Hardly Wait, Jennifer Love Hewitt, I guess. Although I like Jennifer Love Hewitt. And American Pie pretty much made all the central, like, what were there, 5 or 6 of them, kind of stars for a while. What was the biggest one? Maybe Jason Biggs, Sean William Scott.
How I Met Your Mother lady?
I think the red-haired girl. I don't know her name. I can't remember.
Jason Segel's wife?
But all these movies, they had these things going for them for the studios, which is why they were just popular at this time they're getting made. So this movie, though, has the double-edged sword of being fitting into that genre, but also fitting into this other kind of tropey thing, which is this is a modern teen-friendly riff on the play Pygmalion by George Bernard Shaw.
No, it's the other one.
Okay. Well, no, it is
okay.
It is Pygmalion.
It is?
But there's also elements of Taming of the Shrew.
Okay.
But this particular one, so let me tell you what Pygmalion's about.
Okay.
George Bernard Shaw. It's about a phonetics professor named Henry Higgins who bets he can transform a Cockney flower girl, Eliza Doolittle. Takes place in the UK, obviously, into a lady by teaching her to speak and act like one, satirizing the British class system and exploring themes of identity, independence, social mobility, and it's famously adapted into the musical My Fair Lady.
Sounds like a modest proposal to me.
So the Taming of the Shrew, that's the inside trope inside of that, which is the transformation, which this is what's interesting about this is not just a girl thing, because in the 80s, before that, it could be a guy thing too, because Patrick Dempsey, who would go on to be Grey's Anatomy, McDreamy, he was in a movie called Can't Buy Me Love in the 80s where he's a dork, a nerd, and it's the same deal. It's like, oh, look at hideous Patrick Dempsey.
Woof.
Big nerd. And now, because he pays the head cheerleader to act like she's going out with him, he's cool and attractive.
Yeah.
But there's something to that too. Like, we can make fun of it, but we're going to get into that. This movie cements Freddie Prinze Jr. as kind of that era's default good dude, quote unquote.
So
He's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
he was my wife's childhood crush.
Oh, he was a lot of girls from that time's childhood crush.
Him and Devon Sawa.
Oh, Devon Sawa.
Yeah.
Okay, she was a Devon Sawa girl.
Yeah, those two guys.
Yeah, well, there was a ton of them around this time. So, Aila, let me explain this to you. We used to have these things called magazines. You heard of them?
I had magazines as a kid.
Yeah, but you don't know what magazines were like back then. Magazines used to be big, real big.
Tiger Beat.
I trust you.
And yeah, there were tons of these magazines. Tiger Beat is the most reminiscent one, where it was all, they were sold them all to teenage girls. And it was Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Devon Sawa,
New Kids on the Block,
Freddie Prinze Jr. I mean, just anybody who was a teen heartthrob.
Marky Mark and his funky
But not
bunch.
the Funky Bunch. Those losers can take a hike. Just Marky Mark. But yeah, so Freddie Prinze, this cements him in this sort of area. He's not edgy. He's not dangerous. He's not especially interesting, his character in this movie, but he's safe.
He's struggling with real world problems, trying to live up to his family's expectations and feeling like they're trying to live through him. And
although there's a weirdly deep scene in this movie where you're all prepared to just think his dad's the worst, but it doesn't go that way at all.
No.
His dad's actually a good guy. And you get the feeling that maybe teenager Freddie Prinze, or whatever his real name is, Zach,
is an idiot.
was putting the pressure on himself and using his dad as the scapegoat.
Yes, that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
But throughout this movie, I'm like, for being the valedictorian, you're an idiot.
Yes, well, it's interesting enough. He plays this guy named Zach Seiler, who's a decent enough heart guy, but he's kind of floating around on this privilege that high school can bring sometimes. And but this movie cements him kind of in Hollywood, for better or for worse, as this guy. Rachel Lee Cook becomes an icon here. She plays
Laney
Boggs. And not because any of this makes sense transformation-wise, but because the movie needs it to. Like, it's a main part of the story, and it does have some things to say, which I'm sure we'll talk about. Cody? I
was going to say, not only does she have an outward transformation, she has a bit of an inward one as well.
Yeah. But I do mean icon. That stairway scene with Kiss Me playing in the background, that scene got riffed and parodied so many times over the next 10 years. That was an iconic scene.
Scary movie.
Yeah. Just tons of movies riffed on it. And, because it made people feel feelings. This is sort of the broad take on this movie. Aila, as our resident teen, I wanted to ask you a couple questions. So before watching this, what would your expectations of a late 90s teen movie to be like? Did this kind of fit your expectations, or is this like just totally foreign?
I mean, the only one I've really seen, I've seen 10 Things I Hate About You, The other one that's similar that I've seen is 16 Candles, but that's
That's
the
80s. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it felt pretty par for the course.
Okay. So
I
you
think.
nothing really shocking in here. So did you feel this as you're watching this? Do you feel like you understood that it's exaggerated, or does this seem realistic? Like where are you at mentally?
I think we should, as a disclaimer, I have not had a traditional high school experience.
This is true.
I did not go to public high school. I have been homeschooled since like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
So I understand now that it's exaggerated, but like 2 or 3 years ago even, I probably wouldn't have understood that. I would have been like, wow, is this what it's really
the most
like?
realistic high school experience movie out there.
Right down to Usher being the school DJ.
Yes.
Listen, I don't understand that at all. That's a weird trope that's in some of these high school movies where the school just randomly has a DJ on like a school-wide radio station. Aila, you mentioned before the pod that Spider-Man 2?
No,
Was
just
it Spider-Man?
in the Spider-Man movies and like
In the
what's-
Marvel Spider-Man
what's the
movies.
school? What's the school called? Is it like Midtown
Yeah,
High or
they
something?
have, like,
they
a
have like a
news-
news channel in the school.
Yeah.
and Betty or whatever her name is always on there.
Well, in the 80s and 90s,
don't
it was a DJ. And I never saw that or heard of that ever being a real thing. Ayla, what felt the most dated to you?
The most dated?
Yeah, when you watched this.
Oh, there's only one scene that should stand out.
Oh, okay. Cody has an answer to this.
I think the whole makeover trope in general feels dated to me. I think now there's a lot of like your popular people aren't all just like one style of clothing or presenting yourself or whatever.
You think teenagers are more diverse now?
Yeah, I think there's more self-expression
Okay.
in
That
that
might be.
area.
That could be.
Like, no one would look at Lainey Boggs today and be like, oh, she's so ugly or she's so,
Right.
like,
That-
no
well,
one
that-
would
Well,
do
no
that.
one did that back then
Yeah,
either.
but like they try to put her in like outfits and stuff that are like, oh, like that's so bad, that's
Yeah,
disgusting.
'cause she's
but no
wearing
one would do
baggy
that.
clothes.
now.
Because she's artistic, she's nerdy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Although, to be fair, they do enough in the story to make sure you know that she's pretty introverted.
She
and
is.
a little rough around the edges.
She has lost her mom, and you learned that as well.
She may not be the nicest appearing person.
Yes. The scene that I would have guessed that you would have said was when everyone got their beeper paged 911.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beepers quickly become outdated within 3 years of this movie dropping.
They
like
didn't-
no one has a beeper after that.
Yeah. Beepers have about a 3-year lifespan when they're super popular.
Those weren't flip phones?
No.
I wasn't paying close enough attention.
So-
I thought they had flip phones.
yeah.
The heck is a beeper?
Okay, so a beeper is this little rectangular box that essentially had its own phone number. And because not everyone had phones back then, someone would dial the number and then send you some sort of numeric message. And it would be your phone number. They would see where it came from, but then also they could put in like 911, which meant it's important. I need you to call me back. So if someone beeped you, you'd be like, I need a payphone. I need to get to a phone quickly.
This was like
Interesting.
in every doctor show
Yes.
because they always had their beepers and they're like, oh, we got to take off running.
They'd be out in the golf course and their beeper go like, oh, Mrs. McGillicuddy's having her baby. I gotta go. You know, like
Yes.
that was the trope. And that was always it. But yeah, it's only maybe tops 5 years. Okay. So let's Muppetize this movie.
Yeah.
Ayla, I don't know if you were in on this. Did you Muppetize it or no?
I have mentally Muppetized a few
Okay.
characters.
Tell me which characters you would Muppetize.
Well, I think, firstly, I think the real person character has to be Lainey. Right?
Okay. I think that works. I think that's the most obvious choice.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Taylor is obviously Miss Piggy.
Also
Clearly.
not wrong.
Clearly.
I think DJ should be the two guys that are always in the balcony.
Wait, the
making
DJ?
fun
You
of
mean
him.
Usher?
Yes, Usher.
Ursher, as close
I don't
friends
know.
call
In the
him.
subtitles, it just referred to him as DJ.
Yeah, they never
So-
give him a name.
Yeah.
He's just Usher.
For sure.
Okay, any more? Those are good picks.
Yeah, and I think I forgot his name. The main guy.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah,
Zach,
Zach would be Kermit,
obviously. Yeah.
and then Dean would be Fozzie.
Who's Dean?
The one we don't like.
The cartoonishly evil blonde guy.
Yeah, the evil blonde one.
What's his name?
Paul
Walker, yeah.
But like he'd be less evil as Fozzie, obviously.
Clearly, yeah. All right. I had my human as Matthew Lillard.
that would be great.
He's gonna stay human as Brock Hudson because it feels like
that name.
He would have felt like he wandered in from a different movie and just refused to leave. If anyone can convincingly play one human surrounded by Muppets and somehow still feel like normal, it's Matthew Lillard.
Well, he did in the first Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, and as a bonus, his character already kind of behaves like a rejected Muppet. So we go with that one. And you get a special bonus of Matthew Lillard dancing for Muppets. It feels like cinema.
It is cinema.
I would have Kermit as Zach Seiler as the Freddie Prinze character, because then Kermit gets to flex the popular guy energy, which is something he doesn't usually get to do. He usually is the nice guy. But this one, he gets to be the popular guy energy, maybe be a little not cool at the beginning, but then get there, which we like to see Kermit do. Miss Piggy as Taylor Vaughn, I think, is the most obvious thing ever. No, you have no notes for Miss Piggy. You just go out, out there and do your thing. She's self-obsessed. She does performative cruelty, and she
smokes.
She at the breakup scene, she even might do a karate chop. Yeah. You know, give him one of those. And then the little brother, played by Academy Award winner Kieran Culkin, which at some point we're talking about this cast. I would have Walter play the little brother because I just feel like that's perfect casting there. All right. What holds up?
I actually have another Muppetizing.
Oh,
idea.
You thought of another one?
Yeah. I think the dad would be the Blue Eagle guy.
Sam?
Pool guy dad who's terrible at Jeopardy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
Terribly awesome.
the patriotic Blue Eagle.
Okay. Aila, what do you think holds up in this movie? I'm interested to hear what you think holds up, even if you can only think of one thing. What did you like about it? I guess it's not right to say what holds up because you're 18 years old. This is the first time you've seen it. So what did you like about this movie?
I liked the romance. It was cute. It did not feel like super forced or anything, which I think a lot of these movies, it can feel that way. So
yeah, I think that's probably credit to the actors.
Fredward.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze, I think, is just, he's cool, but he's just awkward enough to give it like this real earnestness.
Yeah,
I think
it felt very authentic.
Yeah.
To
He
me.
was a writer for WWE.
I told my wife that, and she about fell off the couch.
Yeah.
She was like, "Wait, why?" Because he just likes wrestling. All right, Cody, what holds up?
The cast.
Dude, this cast is quietly stacked, and it felt like a game of wait, is that
Is that Lil Kim?
It was, in fact, Little Kim. Go ahead, Cody. List them off.
Okay, so Rachel Lee Cook, Freddie Prinze Jr., Matthew Lillard, Paul Walker, Anna Paquin, Suki, Kieran Culkin, Gabrielle Union, Lil Kim, Usher, Dooley Hill
From Psych.
Got
to give him props.
Kevin Pollak.
You hear about Pluto? It's messed up.
And then Alexis Arquette was also in this.
Mm-hmm. Every time I see her, I just think wedding singer.
And then Chris Owen was in this, and
How are you going to just skip over Eldon Henson?
easily. But I was like, I now don't feel bad for your death in The Mist.
Yeah, the redheaded kid.
Yes.
my.
Yeah, that scene was hard to watch.
Oh wait.
But yeah, Eldon Henson's in this.
And by the way, this cast is so stacked that boy number 3 on the soccer team wanders through the screen, and the Gilmore Girl loving people in my house all screamed in unison.
We had to rewind
and
watch it again.
Milo Ventimiglia just happens to be in the background of this movie.
What is a Milo Ventimiglia?
He was on Gilmore Girls, famously Rocky's son, and also This Is Us.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a before they were them museum, as far as I'm concerned.
Although Freddie Prinze is established.
Yes, absolutely.
He's more established after this, but
this is a Rachel Lee Cook breakout.
This is.
I mean, we don't even get Josie and the Pussycats if we don't get this movie. And that would be a loss.
I don't know anyone that has ever uttered that phrase.
I was like, I've never heard of this.
It's a girl rock band in the Archie comics world.
Yep. So technically a comic book movie.
Yes, that's true. What else? What else holds up?
The soundtrack holds up.
Of course it does.
Absolutely.
You get Sixpence None the Richer, which I don't know if they are as memorable without
absolutely
this movie.
not. Dude, they're a Christian band. Until this movie comes out, they're a Christian band, and then this song just catapults them.
And then the song that they're doing the choreographed dance to at prom, like professional dancer level. Usher's just occasionally shouting out moves to do, and they're doing them. And
weirdest scene in the movie.
My high school DJ at prom failed miserably.
I'm sitting there cracking jokes during that whole scene to Aila. Be like, yes, of course, this is what every prom looked like back in the 90s. Full on choreographed dances.
As a dancer, I loved watching that scene, but I can admit that was extremely weird and out of place.
I feel it was realistic because everyone had seen Footloose. And they were ready to dance in unison.
A musical?
Well,
that's a different thing.
Right.
It's a movie.
But
it's a movie that people in the 90s would have seen because it came out in the 80s.
I wouldn't call Footloose a full-on musical.
No.
But it features a lot of music in a way that this movie doesn't really.
Which is weird.
Which is why the scene feels so abrupt. It was like this was the first thing they filmed, and they had plans of turning this into a musical/dance film.
Well, when you have Usher and Lil' Kim.
Right.
You should be using their talents.
Do you have anything else that holds up, sir?
Honestly, the real world stereotype that Matthew Lillard plays is so great.
Oh man. He's clearly a puck stand-in, and some of you listening are gonna be like, I don't know what you're talking about. What's a puck? Puck. So first of all, The Real World is the first reality show. It's on MTV. It's the first reality show that ever exists. And it's a story of, what was it? Eight strangers living in a house together. And in the second season, there was this really crazy one named Puck who was very dirty and vulgar and gross and would like dip his finger into other people's peanut butter jars and eat off his finger and then re-dip his finger. He was
absolutely not.
Yeah. He just committed a mini roommate faux pas, and Matthew Lillard's character is clearly a riff off him.
Yeah, the Real World and Road Rules, those two shows.
When he tells the girl, like, you didn't think that I was going to keep dating you before I go to Road Rules All Stars. I about fell out. Oh man, yeah, they captured that so well. That was like a time capsule.
Which, thinking back, we don't get The Miz and Theo Von without those shows.
It's so wild to think Theo Von, that's where he gets his start.
Yeah, and the wrestler The Miz.
Yeah, it's just wild. I think the vibe of this movie absolutely holds up. It's emotionally sincere, but it's also not embarrassed about becoming a full-on caricature of itself. Many times when I was watching this movie today, rewatching this, I thought this is absolutely the blueprint that the CW is going to copy and paste for 15 years. You got the slow motion hallway walks, the knowing looks, the alt-rock songs during the angsty teenage romance moments. I mean, you can draw a straight line from She's All That to half of mid-2000s teen television, Cody, including Smallville, which is one of my favorites. I could see so much of it in this. Aila, is this something you would seriously enjoy or ironically enjoy or just reject?
I feel like I might not be the best person to speak on this as somewhat of an old soul, I think. But
Yeah, Ayla's a little bit different.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing.
So you're cranky.
I would enjoy it a little bit ironically. I think most people my age would probably enjoy it ironically.
Yeah, okay. That's
Isn't
a good
it
answer.
ironic?
I think there are some people who definitely would just not
Don't you think?
Yeah,
have
it's
it all.
too early for Atlantis.
It's never too early for Atlantis.
I think something else that holds up is Matthew Lillard, who is, I think, I'm just going to say it. He's criminally underrated, and I'm just going to go out there. I think Matthew Lillard is one of our greatest living actors. Yeah, I'm going there. I'm saying that non-ironically.
Did you ever watch The Life of Chuck?
I have not watched that yet.
It's on Hulu now.
And he's in that?
He is in that.
Okay, yeah, now I'm going to watch it because I'm a full-on Matthew Lillard honk.
It's happening.
He understands something that not a lot of actors can do. He can do these big, kind of bombastic characters without it coming off fake. So at this point in his career, you mentioned Scream. He does this thing where he's so chaotic, but he does it with like this, I don't know how to describe it, but with precision. Like there's a precision to it, and he can be a mean character and yet still be likable. Like his character is just the worst in this movie, but you still like him.
Remind me, is he one of the killers in Scream?
He is.
Is.
Okay,
Yeah.
One of the two.
But
Yeah.
Brock Hudson works in this movie because it's Matthew Lillard.
I love that they keep bringing up his name.
Brock Hudson. Yeah. Eldon Henson holds up. He is he brings the elite lovable loser energy. This is peak Eldon Henson casting. He's going to get typecast by Hollywood as the friend who genuinely doesn't care about social rank. He's a grounding presence for one of the main characters. He reminds his friend Lainey that opting out of the hierarchy, the social hierarchy, is an actual choice. And yes, he absolutely gets typecast because he does the same thing for Daredevil.
He does.
That's Foggy Nelson. And then the last thing that I have that holds up is the genre of this genre itself. Because I'll just say it. I am an unashamed lover of high school teen comedy, dramedy, romances. Are they caricatures? They are absolutely caricatures. But exaggerated truth still contains truth. High school feels that dramatic when you were in it. It felt that dramatic sometimes. And popularity does feel like destiny. Like the Taylor Vaughn character, she has this rant somewhere near the beginning of the movie about how her grandmother was prom queen. And it's like, yeah, sometimes it felt that way, that popularity was just destiny for some kids. And so there's a little bit of truth to these things. These movies don't document reality, but they're good ones that become commentaries by translating the emotional experience of high school well. And I think that this movie does a good job of that. Was there anything you didn't like about this movie, Aila?
The whole thing.
Oh, no. One thing that really stood out to me was, at the beginning, the very first scene of Zach, they frame him as this guy who's just, really full of himself. Mm-hmm. He walks in and just immediately, looks at his picture on the wall. And I was like, oh, this guy. Hate this guy.
He has his own parking spot.
And then, they kind of just immediately drop that part of his character, 20 minutes into the movie, and he's just a really nice dude.
Yeah, I think it would have been nice. Well, okay. It being a caricature, I think you could make one of these movies where every character is not so much a character, but is way more nuanced. And you could actually make a really powerful one of these.
So my beef with his character, though, was that he was a soccer player and he wasn't a football player.
Well, especially Paul Walker, who is huge in this movie.
Yes.
Like he loses a lot of muscle mass by the time he's in Fast and Furious, which was probably by design because he was too big in this movie, especially if he's a soccer player.
Yes. But like in the 90s, shockingly, America was uncouth, uncultured to the ways of soccer.
Okay.
No one was talking soccer on the national level.
I was like, where are you going with this?
Go sports ball, I guess.
And you can tell that the people who make this movie have no idea what they're doing with soccer because they're all wearing basketball jerseys.
Exactly.
I'm like, what are they wearing? Why are they wearing basketball jerseys for a soccer game?
Because that's how soccer's played, Dave.
Yeah, apparently. Cody, what doesn't hold up in this movie?
When we first see Lainey, she's doing her art project. And I'm like, that doesn't even look deep. Like,
She's a high school kid.
I
but
liked the tunnel thing coming out of it. I thought that was cool.
in the 90s, that definitely was a thing, mixed media.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to be honest. When I saw that, I was like, oh, that's pretentious.
But like she tries to give a deep meaning to it, and her teacher's like, but what does it say about you?
Yeah, I think I think it's supposed to feel shallow, and the teacher calls it out.
And I'm like, this is lame. And then she does the performance art, and I'm like, this is creepy performance art.
Yeah.
That was wild.
I was very uncomfortable.
Although performance art at times is very creepy.
But can we all just admit that if we have to have that scene, because then we get one of the all-time great performance art / slam poetry scenes where Freddie Prinze Jr., Don't Let It Drop Zach, plays hacky sack on stage, which, okay, get this, Aila. Let me take you back to the early 90s.
Oh, okay.
There was a time in the early 90s where we didn't have cell phones. And if we had time after, like at the end of lunch period in high school, kids would kind of group up in these circles and take these little ball-shaped beanbags called hacky sacks and literally try to keep them in the air without using their hands.
Without using their hands?
Yes.
It was like, I thought I knew what hacky sack was. Apparently it's harder than I thought.
No, yeah, you can't use your hands. It's essentially like soccer, but with a beanbag.
Nice.
And then it was just strictly relegated to college campuses in the aughts.
Yeah, and you say to your friends, like, you want to hack it up? And your friends would be like, yeah, we want to hack it up. Then you go hacky sack for
I brought a sack.
5-10 minutes. And you'd usually, if you weren't good at it, you might break some things around you.
You might even break the hacky sack itself.
But that was the thing. And so that whole scene was gold for me.
I actually did love I just unironically love slam poetry, even when it's like purposefully bad.
Yeah.
Like, it reminded me a lot of, there's a scene in Dead Poets Society where one of the boys has a saxophone and he's like, this is called poetrusic. And he starts playing his saxophone and then he's like saying all this random stuff and it's total nonsense, but he's like, gotta do more, gotta be more.
Man.
And with the same feeling as the never let it drop.
You are an old soul. She just referenced Dead Poets Society.
That is one of my favorite
I've
movies.
never heard of this.
It's one of her favorite movies, Cody. You've never heard of Dead Poets Society?
Have
Has
we not
Robin
reviewed
Williams.
it on the pod?
No.
Oh, well, I have watched it 100 times.
Oh, okay.
I'm being
You were
sarcastic.
being sarcastic.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
You scared
Because
me.
I know that she's a homeschool kid that's not used to this level of sarcasm.
That's mean, Cody.
Yeah. Carpe diem.
Seize the carp.
Seize the sarcasm. All right.
Yeah.
What else doesn't hold up, Cody?
So for me, it's this whole section of films genre.
You don't like this genre.
No, it hits at an interesting time because, like, I'm in elementary school.
Yeah.
When a lot of these are coming out.
So you expected high school to be like this.
I always get this one confused with She's the Man.
What's that? Wait. She's the Man? That's
Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes.
And Magic Mike.
Yep.
And so, like, when you say she's something, I always go with the Amanda Bynes one first. Yeah, no.
Close enough.
this isn't my cup of tea. So
No.
like this whole genre is a wash. I was an action guy back in the day.
Yeah. It's at least fun, though. We realize we're not reviewing Gone with the Wind here, but it was fun. At least admit you had fun.
I had fun when he was doing his hacky sack on stage. I had fun anytime Usher was talking. And anytime Matthew Lillard was there.
All right. Anything else that doesn't hold up for you?
The whole Lainey comes from like basically the wrong side of the tracks. Her house is nice.
Yeah.
Did they say that?
When she cleans up the puke off that girl's face, she's like, "How does it make you feel?" You heard me.
Yes.
How does it make you feel that you have to clean up the puke off someone that's rich and gone to the first art school that they applied to?
Yeah. And then she paints her face like a freaking Picasso in like 30 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
by the way, that is face paint. That was not in that girl's makeup bag.
that was in that girl's makeup bag. And Taylor also
She likes to cosplay, you know? She just randomly had
Apparently.
makes comments about, "You're not rich. Didn't your dad clean my pool?" And like,
Yeah.
it's a common thing that we just pile on that Lainey is ugly and that she's poor. And then Lainey is not ugly and isn't poor.
I think you're not giving the movie credit for that part, though, because I think the dad has the speech later on to her where he acknowledges that people think he's a loser, but that he owns his own business. He puts food on the table. I think you're supposed to realize, oh, they're not actually poor, but that's part of the high school dynamic, right?
Well, just look at her house.
I know.
The house.
Yeah.
And the kid had
But look
a
how she
Sega.
dresses.
Or she was dressing as an artsy blossom type.
I went to high school. Where I went to high school, kids got made fun of for wearing sweatpants. Like now kids wear full-on pajamas to school. But if you wore sweatpants too many days in a row at my school, they'd have made fun of you. Like, what, you don't own slacks or jeans?
I do want to say the first thought I had watching this movie was, why are all the girls in heels at school for 8 hours a day?
This is what I'm saying.
That's ridiculous.
I am telling you that when I went to school, at high school, it was kind of like a fashion show.
Girls wore heels?
Sometimes.
Yes, and like, so
My
Jason
gosh.
Pargin, author, who that Dave and I both listen to, talks about like how kids in the 30s through like the 60s would dress in suits.
Yeah.
And would go to school or would go work their after school job or their before school job. And that like we as a society have just gradually gotten less and less formal because kids are harsh on clothes and they're expensive. You had to have the right brand even when I was in school.
So I remember the day I realized that I was wearing a certain kind of shoe. I never paid attention to what kind of shoes I wear. And then
You were
one day,
wearing Shacks.
Then one day I showed up to class in 6th grade and some kid started laughing at my shoes. He's like, he's wearing Pro Wings, which were the Payless shoe store brand. I never cared what kind of shoes I was wearing before. But this kid's laughing at me. I'm like, what are Pro Wings? He's like, those are the shoes you're wearing. You must be poor. Look, this is a real thing that happened.
Yep. You look like a girl that wears Abercrombie and Fitch.
Okay. Let me do my list of what doesn't hold up quickly.
The whole movie.
The cheap feel of the movie, for a movie with a cast this stacked in a movie that was, they were probably pretty sure was going to do well. The production feels rough. Even the lighting and the way the movie looks is kind of bad. The sets, the staging, it all has this kind of made for TV kind of look to it. It's just kind of thin. So it's wild how the performances sort of elevate the things around them to make it not look straight up CW. Because the look of the movie I was struck by when watching it today. Everyone is an exaggeration in this movie. Every character is an exaggerated version of something real. And yes, teen movies thrive on caricature, but this one cranks it to an 11. The jock, the queen bee, the artsy outsider, the nerd friend, somehow even Lainey's dad feels like a sketch character.
The two hooligans that pull out the nudie mag.
in the lunchroom.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. It's just everything feels like there's no nuance here. It's all these loud stereotypes. This doesn't hold up at all. The power dynamics are a big yikes. And this is a big one that hasn't aged well for me. Nearly every girl in this movie's identity is defined by what guy she's dating, which guy wants her, which guy is betting on her. Even allowing for exaggerated high school logic, it felt a little uncomfortable to me watching with my daughters.
Yeah.
Because even back then, I think a lot of us knew that was gross. I'm not saying it didn't exist in some form, and some girls felt this way for sure, but not all of them. And we just didn't have the language for it yet. But the power dynamics are kind of gross in this movie. The makeover myth, let's just say it real plainly. Rachel Lee Cook was already attractive, even wearing overalls and glasses. The movie asks us to believe that removing glasses and paint-spattered clothes somehow reveals her worth, which is either deep irony and clever, or it's really lazy writing.
All the above.
Aila, be honest. Did the makeover work on you at all? Were you in that part of the story at all?
Oh no. I thought she looked better before. Actually.
I thought she needed a haircut at the beginning, and then she got one, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, by the end of the movie, she looks like Rachel Lee Cook.
Yep.
And that's kind of how she looked. This is not just a girl movie problem either. As I said, Patrick Dempsey kind of famously does this in Can't Buy Me Love in the 80s, where he's like one makeover away from being seen. And this is a dude who ends up being known as McDreamy on one of the longest running woman-loved dramas on television, Grey's Anatomy.
He probably got killed off.
He did, I think. I think you're absolutely right.
Because evidently you work in a hospital. You're dying in that hospital.
Which character would you be? Aila, do you have a character? Do you have one? I know who I think you'd be.
I have no idea. I feel like I cannot really personally relate to any of the characters in this movie, honestly.
Aila, she's humble too, because she says she's homeschooled, but honestly, Aila is a self-starter. She's highly independent. And to say she's homeschooled, it makes it seem like we're doing a lot of teaching of her, and which I don't think we've done for a while. You're pretty independent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so.
So it's not like Little House on the Prairie. I know who you'd be. You're clearly Laney Boggs, but you're the old Laney Boggs, and you don't care to ever get made over
I'm not getting made
and look
over.
like the popular girls.
No.
And like you said, you thought she looked better before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important to say too, like the makeover, what changed in her character had nothing to do with the makeover. It was about putting herself out there.
It's true. It's true.
And letting people in.
Cody, which character would you be?
I almost want to say the man in the falafel shop, but I'm not going to.
Paul Walker.
No, I'm either Kieran Culkin, because I would be like, hey, do you want to play this video game with me?
Sega!
Because that would be me.
When he yelled Sega, that was another part I almost fell out.
Or I'm the dad, Laney's dad, just saying stupid things during Jeopardy just to be funny. So,
okay. I thought about this one long and hard. I'm not Zach. I'm not any of the popular people.
I
for that
already
matter.
know who it is.
I'm not even the lovable sidekick. I'm boy number 5 in the lunchroom. I don't even get a name. I'm the guy in the background, the one who's eating quietly, minding his own business while people are being made to eat hair pizzas. I'm not even a part of the social ecosystem in this high school that the movie insists is everything.
You didn't tell a kid to hoover it?
No, I am the one. Listen, honestly,
I thought you were going to say Jesse Jackson.
I still run into people that I went to high school with who have no idea who I am. They have no memory that we attended the same school, that we were in the same hallways, the same year.
That happened to me today.
Did it really?
And the thing is like my high school was smaller than yours. I only had like 150 graduating class.
There were 600 kids in my graduating class, so it's a little easier to take, but I wouldn't have even been in this movie.
So you're not Jesse Jackson,
Har,
better
har.
known as Foggy.
I would not have been at prom. I'm completely invisible to the main characters. I'm boy number 5 in the lunchroom. All right, it's time for deeper themes. Pastor's Corner. Even though movies like She's All That are ridiculous, there's still a truth running right through the middle of these stories. Because, yes, everything's exaggerated. Popularity, beauty, cruelty, romance even. But the exaggeration doesn't erase the truth. It's just sort of like when you find it, it's sort of highlighted in neon. And the truth hiding in the middle of this movie is that you already have an identity that is beautiful, valuable, and that is worthy of being loved without auditioning for shallow social systems. The movie pretends that Lainey's problem is her visibility, that if she just looked different, people would notice her and the world would see her. But the irony of that all is that she's already a creative person. She's already a confident person. She's a whole person, and she's interesting. She's a fascinating person. The failure's not hers. It's the system around her. High school hierarchies promise meaning through proximity. You got to be near the right people. You got to be chosen by the right person. You got to be seen in the right way. But there's something about these systems that we all intrinsically know if we've been to high school. They're fake. They reward performance, not authenticity. And it's the deeper truth that these movies accidentally stumble onto is that worth doesn't come from being selected. Love doesn't come from being elevated. Contentment doesn't come from being popular. There's something profoundly freeing about opting out of these shallow social structures. And that's the invitation here that I think is real. Stop performing. Stop transforming for approval, because the most honest truth in this story is that all the glossy nonsense is not real. Be the authentic you. That's it. Don't transform because the world thinks you will treat you better. That's it. That's the truth. Like, listen, we're struggling with identity right now. This is a message that still is pretty relevant. Aila, do you feel like society still tells teens they need to change to be loved? Do you think that's a thing that still is taking place?
Absolutely. I think society tells everyone they need to change to be loved.
Ooh. Yeah. Can you elaborate? I'm putting you on the spot.
You are putting me on the spot. I think like influencer culture is a big part of that. I think everyone thinks that they need to have like the new thing or the new vibe or whatever, what have you. When really that's not the important stuff. The important thing is to just be you.
What was one part of this movie that made you feel the most uncomfortable?
Probably that first scene with Lainey where she's painting and the two girls come up to her and
Oh yeah, they kind of play her. They act like they're
Yeah.
being nice at first.
yeah.
Yeah, that was jarring. That's like, listen, that
you
was
would
the
go to
was like,
jail
"Ugh."
today.
No. Well, yes, for saying what she said.
Yes.
But let me tell you something.
Back then, it
That,
was okay.
That was the most realistic scene in the movie for me. Like, that was a thing that people would do. Like, teenagers back when I was in high school could be that cruel.
I was going to say they were very witty about it, though.
They were. They were.
And that's something that still happens. It's just not as often and it's more heavily punished, I think.
Yeah. Who would your winner of the movie be?
Are we talking like actors or characters?
You can make it about whoever you want.
Okay, because I don't really know
Or
what any of
the
the actors
director.
do.
Yeah. If it's a character, just say the character.
I think my winner of the movie is Simon because at the end of the movie, for at least the next few months, he has the most popular guy in school on his side.
Yeah.
He's not getting picked on by anyone.
Kieran
for
Culkin gets the little
at
brother
least a little
prize.
bit.
His character gets the best little brother prize ever when his older sister starts dating the most popular guy in school.
Yeah, and I found the relationship between him and Lainey to be interesting because they're not like most siblings in media where they're like hating each other or something.
Yeah.
Like they may not be together
They're not
all the
super
time,
close.
but
Yeah.
They tolerate
they
each
look
other.
out for each other.
But
And-
it does benefit Freddie Prince's character because he gets to be kind of this nurturing presence for him and protective presence, which I thought was sweet.
Yes.
Who's your winner of the movie, Cody?
So it's Kieran Culkin.
Oh.
Academy Award winner Kieran
And this
Culkin.
was the movie that did it.
This was the launching point besides Home Alone 1 and 2.
Fuller.
I would say that this solidifies him being a childhood actor that could make it without his brother. And another brother goes on to do another amazing movie. Rory Culkin is in Signs. And yeah, the Culkins can act.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. The ear things, the hearing aids, are those real or are those just for the character? Because they never mention them, but you can clearly see them. He doesn't have a disability hearing, does he?
To my knowledge, he does not.
Yeah. I thought it was for the character, but it's weird that they never mention it.
Because
That's like
his character was originally planned to be deaf and communicate with sign language, but the storyline was dropped mid-production, leaving him to wear them without explanation.
Wow.
Thank you,
It's a
the
scrapped
Google
plot line.
machine.
All right, my winner of the movie, it's got to be Freddie Prinze, right? This movie's kind of the moment where he fully locks into this lane as 90s nice guy lead. And for a while, that was his lane. He's charming, he's earnest, he's believable enough that you buy both sides of Zach Seiler. You buy that he's a popular guy who's kind of not unaware of his own privilege, but also he has an actual conscience and cares about people. Most importantly, I think he's the winner of this movie because this cements his heartthrob status, as we mentioned Tiger Beat before. Also makes him kind of the safe, likable center of the teen movie universe.
Not Skeet Ulrich?
No, man. Aila, do you have a loser of the movie?
My loser of the movie is Taylor. I think you mentioned Mean Girls earlier. I think she definitely has the same like character archetype as Regina George. Mm-hmm. She's just this girl who has been chewed up and spat out by this teenage social hierarchy. She's not a bad person. She's not like evil.
Oh, I don't know about
like
that.
she's doing bad things, but she also doesn't like I don't know.
Yeah,
She's having a pretty bad time. I feel bad for her.
I see what you're trying to say. Oh, you should feel bad for her because even though that character is such a caricature, she's so exaggerated. But there were people like this in high school who these kind of characters would always make me sad because peaking in high school is a real thing. There are people out there who still talk about the best days of high school. And frankly, that just makes me feel sad for people when they feel that way. Because I'm like, there's so much more to life than being popular. No matter what Glinda says on Wicked. Who's your loser of the movie, Cody?
Upon rewatch, it's Paul Walker. If you Google his dating history and you're watching this movie, you're like, maybe it's just him. That's not a good guy. And then I felt bad for thinking that. But yeah, no, it's Paul Walker.
Yeah, I had him too. I forgot all about the history. I just said he's the loser of the movie because he gets dangerously close to being typecast as this guy who's like the evil blonde foil in the vein of famous 80s villains like William Zabka from The Karate Kid. He's shallow, he's cruel, he's very punchable.
Yeah, very punchable.
Plenty of actors get stuck in that lane forever, but he finds Fast and Furious. It completely rewrites his trajectory. Aila, how many hacky sacks out of 10 will you give this movie?
I think like 6.5 hacky sacks out of 10. This genre isn't my favorite either, but
Yeah. Cody?
This is a solid 4.
I'm going to give it a 6. I think it's slightly above average for my high school dramedy scale here. It's not great, but it's not. I enjoyed watching it again. I think the question I'm most interested in before we go, Aila, is will you be recommending this to any of your friends?
oh, probably not.
No.
Some of my friends are also like very cinema.
Oh, they're all about
they're,
cinema.
Like, very
Oh,
hoity-toity.
Well, then
The young people are so cultured, Cody.
the high school story, Donnie Darko, is right up your alley.
Oh gosh.
Oh, here we go. All right. What do you guys think of She's All That? Is it cinema? Is it ridiculous? Was Laney Boggs hideous? Maybe you thought so. I don't know where you're at with this. Let us know in the comments for this pod when we release it. And as always, make sure and subscribe and follow us on social media. Rate us where you can rate us if you're going to give us a good score. And check out our stuff, our website, our link tree where it'll take you to our swag and all that. And we'll see you next time.